Bird of Prey 5. El Karuga.
Kapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karuga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird of Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Bird of Prey 5, Kapla, and welcome to Bed Life for Friday, April 5th, 2024, the day that will forever be known as the big one hit New York City. Yes, it is Earthquake Day here in New York City. A 4.8 on the Richter scale, damn near halfway up the Richter scale. Not to be confused with the Richter scale of planetary evolution, as quoted by Spock in Star Trek, the original series, some particular episode, but as the actual original Richter scale of earthquakes. Man, the planet moves. Every so often, the ground burps, possibly still righting itself from the last ice age, when miles of ice pushed the ground deep into the earth, and it needs to be belched up every so often. Possibly. We don't know. That's it. We don't know yet. This is a relatively, as they call it, shallow earthquake, a mere, I don't know, 2.5 miles, possibly, or regardless, we haven't been able to dig. We can't dig that deep. We can't dig that deep. It's too hot. We tried. We got halfway. And when I say we, I don't mean us, the United States. I mean we, the whole frickin' world. And the Soviet Union dug deeper than the United States ever got. And even they couldn't get this deep. It's crazy. Mama Prey did not expect, she's gone 70 plus years without an earthquake in the United States, in New York, in New York City, anything of this size. Mama Prey does have a tail today, by the way, if Kronos is here. Even if Kronos isn't, if he is. Not Ryan Johnson says hello and kapla. Hail Karoga, hail Karoga. Thank you, not Ryan Johnson. John DeMarco says the Karogan weather machine does earthquakes now. Not a good sign. Not for our enemies. John, not for our enemies. Hakeem says Birdquake 2024. Hail Karoga. Kapla Hakeem. Richie Poole, four alpacas in the chat. Kapla Richie. The Traveler says breaking news, earthquake reported in Karoga capital after large woman falls downstairs. Full story at 11. Thank you, The Traveler. Also says greetings, birds, turds, and alpacas. With the bird o' prey, mom o' prey, sis o' prey, nephew o' prey, sassy, and alpaca emojis. Thank you, Traveler. M. Brando says, are we getting a disco review? Well, M. Brando, I have watched Star Trek Discovery Season 5, Episodes 1 and 2. And I've made a couple of attempts at doing a disco review. And I will continue to attempt to get out some type of review this weekend. If you want to discuss Discovery tonight, during this episode or during this bed life, if you've got a question, I'd be open to discussing it. But an actual review like I used to do, I am still attempting. Let's put it this way. I attempted to review it the way I used to, and I was an hour and 20 minutes of commentary after a mere 20 minutes of watching the first episode. Considering there were 2 hours of episodes, I realized that was going to be way too long, way too much. So I stopped. I don't know how I used to do them. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. But I'm trying, and I'm really honestly trying, and Brando. I know that you, and I know that Yosef, and I'm sure there are other people who enjoy my long reviews. I watch Star Trek Discovery, so you don't have to type things. So I will get something out. I'll get something out. Entitle it to TMI. Mama Prey says to just put out what I'm doing and title it TMI. Too much info. I was thinking more like STD. I'm watching, so you don't have to. or STD, spoiled, something like that, but TMI sounds good as well. STD, TMI. Yeah. Yvette says, good evening, Bird,
Captain's
and
log,
everyone.
Stardate
Good
7414.1.
evening, Yvette, the
Our
lovely
best estimates
Yvette.
place us some 4 hours
And
from Earth.
John Araki with a 99-cent, I assume it's a super poop, super chat. Thank you, John Araki. I should, yes, it is. It is indeed a super poop, super chat. Miss Lundell's Groovy Movies says kapla, kapla, Miss Lundell. LDG of Free the Net is here. Kapla LDG. Mike Richards is greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Hello, 47. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, people gotta lurk. Very busy. No worries, Gorilla. Captain Fandom Nerd says, hello, hello, Captain. Eastland Burkholder says, kapla, kapla, Eastland. 47 Yorktown says, hashtag, remember the orphan miners, hashtag, Karogan Quake, sad crying face. Don't worry, 47 Yorktown, the orphan miners are absolutely fine. Even our mines are the safest in the world. Absolutely no problem. In fact, don't even think of them. Don't remember where they were. It's perfectly fine. They're going to get fresh new mines for fresh new orphans. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, Bird, the deepest hole was 20 miles. Was it 20? I don't think it was 20 miles. It was like 20 miles long. I don't think they got that deep. Did they? I thought the Discovery Channel. How deep did we drill into Earth? As of 2024, the deepest man-made Earth is the Koloa super deep borehole, which has reached, oh shit, I guess I was wrong, which has reached 40,230 feet, which is 12,000 kilometers deep. 12 kilometers deep. And so that's 7.6 miles. So never mind that opening that we couldn't dig that deep. Although I will say we still technically cannot dig that deep in that area of New Jersey because they would never approve the environmental. It would never pass muster to allow a dig that deep in the middle of New Jersey for environmental concerns. The deepest reached, 12,262 meters. In 1989, the deepest human-made hole on Earth. They did. They gave up. It was too far, too hot, and to this day, there was just no point. Doomcock's cave. Oh yeah, they couldn't. If they had dug any deeper, Doomcock's security system would have surely set off. Yes, well, it's quite the distance yet to get to the center of the Earth. M. Brando says, it seems that Disco has learned almost nothing from the slight course correction of Strange New Worlds and Picard, Season 3, and doubled down on the stupidity of STD, Seasons 1 through 4. But I always enjoy your wealth of knowledge on real track comparison for sake to new track. Orville Season 4 rumors have started circulating again, but that's the best Trek news I've heard in a while. Unfortunately, I do believe that Orville Season 4 rumors are just that, rumors. We know for a fact that the woman who plays plays Kelly, the second officer, the first officer, has left the project officially. She says she's done. She's moved on, and she wouldn't, even if Orville were to come back, she wouldn't be part of it at this point. Granted, most of the other people are Seth MacFarlane friends and really don't seem to do anything else except Seth MacFarlane projects. So if he were to bring it back, I'm sure they would be part of it. But it's just not clear why he would be bringing it back. NBC is paying him for new content. Obviously, while he's got some degree of freedom to go back to older projects, it's probably already taken up doing Family Guy, which he surely gets paid a hell of a lot more for from Fox. And yes, Discovery, watching those first 2 episodes, it did, without spoiling anything, it did very much feel like a return to their usual everything, it was a lot like the last few seasons where the biggest, baddest threat to the galaxy had to be solved, and every episode is going to be a cliffhanger with a vital clue that's just around the corner. And but I would say the one thing they might have learned from Picard is that, and for those who don't know, I wouldn't say that this is a spoiler so much as a cliffhanger or whatever, but this season is going to tie into a Star Trek TNG episode, the episode about the progenitors. Very much follow along the TNG episode called The Chase, season 6, episode 20, I believe, which was a one-off episode about all the humanoids in the galaxy having a common ancestor, a species that claimed to be the progenitors, that said that they existed millions of years before any other life had evolved in the galaxy, and they knew that their species would die before any other humanoid species evolved. And so what they did was they planted DNA across the galaxy so that all the worlds would they would eventually find each other, and it was their hope that all the different worlds, humans and Klingons, Cardassians, Romulans, etc., that they would all learn to live together in peace. And they basically encoded in the DNA of all the different species their technology or their secrets. And only by coming together would the races be able to unlock the secrets or whatever. And, it was an interesting episode, but it was left us with very crazy predictions, or very, very crazy changes to the timeline, to lore, it basically rewrites the entire history of the galaxy. And this was just done for a one-off episode in TNG, which was probably better off ignored. But now STD wants to put it front and center, and it's going to be a rough one to ride out. Are we really supposed to believe that Star Trek is going to force us to believe that it was on purpose? See, here's the thing. From the very beginning of Star Trek Discovery, we all talked about how, and we saw it at the beginning, that somehow Michael Burnham was going to go back in time, and she was going to be the reason everybody existed. Somehow, from the very beginning, her name being Michael, almost like it was the religious Michael the Archangel, that we were going to find out we were all I always felt this. Somehow we were all going to find out that Michael Burnham was Eve, or was the first human, the first being, and that we all were all descendants of Michael Burnham. And now we hear that the progenitors are part of this, and it doesn't take a lot for me to believe that somehow, and we know she can already travel through time with the time suit that she had somewhere, and God knows what happened to it, but I'm sure she remembers how to build a new one if she could just get some of those time crystals. And somehow Michael Burnham is going to end up going back in time, maybe using Carl, the guardian of forever, and meet the progenitors. And then she will become a progenitor herself. And then it will be for her to spread the seeds, her own seeds, across the planets. And we'll find out that we are all descendants of Michael Burnham. And that's literally been the thought I've had ever since season 1 of Discovery. And we're getting closer to that. Yes, the train is passing for the first time. First train we hear passing since the quake at full speed. At full speed. Richie Poole says Michael Burnham is Bird's favorite Star Trek character. I wouldn't say that. Sean Carter with a 6-month friend of Karoga super chat says, "Hail Bird, I'm finally able to make it to a daily stream, to a daytime stream. Hope you're all okay up there." Thank you, Sean Carter. Yes, the earthquake was quite interesting. Shook us up this morning, but we are okay. The Traveler says, Birdo Prey 5, why is Karoga stealing my earthquake? I want that one back. Wes, the Traveler, I would love to send you that earthquake back to your side of the country. Richie Poole says, hashtag, Michael is a girl's name. False. Schwario says, Birdo Prey 5, Kapla Bird, hope you and the other Opreys are doing well today. Thank you, Schwario. I appreciate it. I would say not too bad. Surprising, the earthquake shook things up here. Schwario puts in a bird emoji. John Araki says hashtag. No hashtag. Why would I say hashtag? Bird's hierarchy. Oh, I read hierarchy as hashtag. John Araki says Bird's hierarchy, AOC, then Pelosi, then Martin Green. Well, I don't know who Martin Green is, but I assume it's a man. So to be true, yes, technically, I would take AOC, then Pelosi, and then Martin Green is the mother. This isn't Michael, it's Martin. Michael Burnham from Star Trek Discovery.
I'm bringing up an actress whose first name was Michael.
Oh, okay. We know there are women whose first name is Michael. But I would not say it's a girl's name. You're saying it's his? I mean, it can be a girl's name. I'm not denying it. I'm just saying it shouldn't be. Schwario puts in a wave. No, hopefully there's no tsunami. John Araki says, how does an earthquake happen on a flat earth? I don't know, but I'm sure there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. I have to will. reach the top shelf and get you the spam,
Bob,
but I don't have it.
Bob O'Brien says she has the will to reach the top shelf to get me the spam she saved, but she doesn't have a way. LDG, Free the Net says, I'm at Men's Warehouse being fit for a new belt. That's awesome, LDG. Hopefully, you get a nice, stylish belt. Get one with a big old belt buckle. It's got the state of Texas on it. I know you're from Florida. Okay, so let it have Mickey Mouse, big old Mickey Mouse belt buckle. Stan Lee says Discovery Season 5 is horrible so far. I don't even understand what they're looking for. Don't they already have a way to create life? What's wrong with effing? That's true, Stan Lee. And also, wasn't season 4 about finding incredible technology from the 10C planet? Wasn't the 10C planet far beyond super advanced? And wasn't season 3 about all the data from the sphere? Doesn't that have the technology to create life? And Stan Lee says, and wasn't the idea that those progenitors seeded other planets with their DNA and all humanoid species evolved from them? Yes. Stan Lee says, I don't think the progenitors actually created life itself. That's true. There was nothing to say that they had the power to create life. They simply spread their life, their seed across many planets. So, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's very complicated work. I mean, if I was able to create automatic spaceships, if I could create probes, I just need to create probes that take my own DNA sample and fly it around across the galaxy. And it would just land. Is this an M-class planet? Is this likely to become an M-class planet? If so, then, just drop my seed in a few warm puddles and then go on to another planet. And just keep doing that until they've reached all the planets in the galaxy. And then start again and just keep coming back for more seed. And that's all you got to do. Stanley says, I have to watch the TNG episode again. I did. I watched it again. There's nothing earth-shattering. Schwario says, I'm getting tired of this round earth, flat earth argument. The earth is round, people. End of conversation. Well, Stanley says, it gave me really bad Rise of Skywalker vibes. Well, it did give a lot of Star Wars vibes. I'll give you that. Watching Discovery, specifically episode, I forget, was it episode 2 now? I think it was episode 2. There was felt like a lot of Star Wars, especially, well, maybe it was episode 1. But the planet where the avalanche happens, that and the sand racers, it was basically Star Wars all over again. Let's play Star Wars. Let's have people, on their own fancy, future motorcycles speeding across the desert. That's Star Wars. Did Burgess say progenitals? Progenitors. Progenitors. The chase was not a good episode, says Richie. I would imagine, Richie. I would think you would be okay with it, Richie, because it would show life. Life came from other life, not God. Stanley says, but Discovery seems to suggest the progenitors actually created life. Yeah, well, that's a good point. The Traveler says the best way to watch a bird stream is to put it at 1.5x speed. I agree, the Traveler, or even 2x speed, but you got to wait till it's over. Stanley says, or it's a weapon, an endless energy source. Well, the power to create life, that sounds a lot like Genesis. Genesis, forbidden. Planet forbidden. Costs more. Right? How can there be a permit? How can you get a permit to go to a illegal place? But anyway, Genesis, the power to create actual life, was also a means to destroy life. So I wonder if the Genesis torpedo is going to be mentioned this season. Stanley says, oh, it's just a stupid hollow message. Well, yeah, encoded in the DNA was a holographic message. Stanley says, the Traveler, haha, it's the only live stream that has working CC subtitles. No, a surprising number of YouTube live streams has working subtitles, although I'm told the subtitles are really bad. The first choice, the subtitles on a stream, on a live stream, are really bad. As the stream processes, YouTube does a better job at recoding what it is I'm saying. Stanley says, just leave TNG alone. M. Brando says, TNG said the same thing. They seeded the galaxy. Maybe the ancient Indian obelisk was sent by them too, and Kira can come back and avenge his pregnant wife they killed. Yeah. Stanley says, Picard already defiled it. By the way, for those who don't know or didn't notice, in the upcoming this season on Star Trek Discovery that they played after the first episode, I was able to stop it on the frame and absolutely confirm the Enterprise, the original Enterprise, no bloody A, B, C, or D, NCC 1701. It was, I could not tell if it was from the original series or Strange New Worlds, because at the angle the ship was, I couldn't tell if the nacelles were straight or swept back. But it had the gold radar dish, in front of what we used to call the deflector. It had the gold radar dish. So there's absolutely a time travel connection in this season of Discovery where what looks to be the original Enterprise, or if not the Enterprise, some other Constitution class starship is involved. So yeah, there's that to look forward to at some point. I've been hearing that this season Discovery somehow kind of ties all the track lines together, so that there's going to be some connection to TOS, perhaps Strange New Worlds, Voyager, TNG is already involved, and that we should not be surprised to see a DS9, something to do with DS9 this season. So I also suspect tribbles have something to do, that a tribble will have something to do with the final the final result. Like at the end, when they have to track down the very last species, somebody's going to suggest, oh, let's use a tribble, because we know there's a tribble on the Discovery, as we saw one crawling up the wall and falling onto the floor as Michael Burnham and Book walk down a corridor. For whatever reason, Book beamed up to the shuttle deck, and then they had to walk wherever they were going, as opposed to just beaming to wherever they were going, that they did later. Stanley says, M. Brando, right? They seeded their DNA, but they didn't actually create the new life. Stanley says, Mother, the mother of the universe. Yes, that is Michael. M. Brando says, Michael might go to the planet where Janeway and Tom Paris's salamander babies were left and bring them to Earth eons ago, so human life, to start human life again with the QRE. Yeah, maybe M. Brando. Stanley says, there's a little bit of Michael Burnham in all of us. Exactly. That's what they're going to tell us. That's what they're going to teach us. The Traveler says, I haven't really seen STD So all of this sounds like a turd to me. What is the show even doing? It's circling the toilet, the traveler. It's circling the toilet. Stanley says, damn, wonder what it was like in the subway during the quake. They probably didn't even know. They probably didn't even know. It was just shaking like it always shakes. Stanley says, one thing California doesn't have are subways. I thought LA had a subway. Yeah, LA has subways. The traveler says, how are you, to Sean Carter? And the traveler says, Michelle is the female version of Michael. That's what Miss Burnham name should be. Michelle Burnham? Probably. Richie Pools is AOC 2024. Johnny Rocky says LDG is going to buy the same belt David Carradine owned. I don't know who that is. Stanley says, did they send any loads on Voyager? John Aragi says, Mamo Pray 2024. Stanley says, we need to send some DNA probes. The traveler, that sounds like Bird wants to have his way with planets. Ew. Mike Richards, hashtag remember the salamander babies. Stanley says, yes, the speeder chase in the desert, straight out of TROS, the return of Skywalker. Mike Richards says Avalanche is better than no lanch at all. Avalanche is better than no lanch. Stanley says, and what would you do with tech that creates life? Don't we already have the power to create life? Well, only if you're really lucky or really unlucky, depending on point of view. Jedi Bill, Kapla, Jedi Bill. Says Kapla Bird, all should hail Karoga. Kapla, Jedi Bill. Sean Carter says, let's not forget Sargon from Return to Tomorrow. He suggested that humans were his descendants and called the Enterprise crew my children. Indeed. 47 Yorktown says, was the USS Enterprise or ISS Enterprise in the Discovery? I guess it could have been the ISS Enterprise. We couldn't tell from the photo. John Araki says the Tribical network that will let Burnham travel the space-time continuum, like the Mycel network that lets them travel space. Hashtag Furball Drive. You know, who's to say what the what did they say? Pathfinder drive was the drive that won out. There was some other drive that won out to Mushroom Drive, and yeah. The traveler says California has subways. I just ate at one. Well played, traveler. Sean Carter says, the traveler, hail. Sorry, I missed your chat. I'm good, hope all's well. And Sean Carter also hails to Jedi Bill. Okay. Well, let's bring up our days for today, April 5th, National Deep Dish Pizza Day on this April 5th. Interesting. Accelerate ACL Awareness Among Young Women Day. We're raising awareness about ACL injuries and how to prevent them from happening. And it would appear the way to prevent them from happening is for young women, particularly those who are exercising, to go out in public wearing tight-fitting clothing and to do stretches in the park or other public places that, people can watch you do your stretches, and you bend and, do as this lady's doing, making it clear that you are stretching your legs and your arms and your ankles and all your joints, and not having a care in the world about, your body's bumps and natural bumps and valleys being visible to the world, because it's more important that you stretch and you reach behind you and in front of you and whatnot, and just let that sunlight and fresh air go across your body, and certainly just invite people to take photos of you, possibly, as you do these things, because that will accelerate ACL awareness. It's also Bell Bottoms Day, today on April 5th. And the big day before the day became Earthquake Day, the big news is today, April 5th. Hey, it made it. It made it on the calendar. First Contact Day. And it says, Trekkies Unite. We celebrate all things Star Trek until we make first contact in 2063. April 5th, 2063, the day we make first contact with the Vulcans, according to the movie Star Trek First Contact. Now, that's the official day that's celebrated on Earth. But later in Star Trek Enterprise, we find out the real date of first contact was in the, 1950s, something like that, in Cedar Creek. It's also Go for Broke Day. Get ready to discover why National Go for Broke Day is such a significant day. I don't know about that. Gold Star Spouses Day in remembrance of the lives and the families of those that have been lost serving this country. Very important day, solemn day. It's Hospital Admitting Clerks Day. They couldn't find a graphic for today, but a Hospital Admitting Clerk Day, the perfect day to give a little back and thank yours. It's the International Day of Conscience. Ever wondered why the true meaning? Ever wondered what the true meaning of conscience is? Join us to learn more. Conscience. That's how you spell it. Science, but it's conscious. National Body Care Day, National Caramel Day, National Dandelion Day, not dandelion fluff, but dandelion, the flower. Are you wondering what National Dandelion Day is about? Join us and explore this amazing flower. And note they call it a flower and not a weed. You guys probably picked dandelions when you were a kid. It was weird, right? They had like a milk in them. You'd pop it, you'd rip it open, and it was like a milky liquid. And you would have, it would look beautiful as a yellow flower. And then they would turn into those puffy balls. And then you'd pick the puffy ball and you'd blow on it. And you didn't realize, but you were releasing its seeds. And anywhere those things landed, there would be a chance they would grow into those yellow flowers the next year. National Flash Drive Day. I did not realize flash drives were important enough to get their own day. Today, the tiny gadget, usually weighing less than an ounce, can hold more than 2 terabytes. Not if you buy it on Amazon. If you buy it on Amazon, you'll be lucky if you get 32 gigabytes. Doesn't matter how much it claims to hold. It's National Nebraska Day. Get ready to take a road trip down the Cornhusker State on National Nebraska Day. It's National Peeps Day. Those little rabbit candies. Calling on all peep lovers with an incredible sweet tooth. Let's have a Peeps Fest. National Raisin and Spice Bar Holiday. Can't have that around here because you can't feed rabbits. Can't feed raisins to dogs. And Sassy would go after that. National Self-Care Day. National Self-Care Day is about putting ourselves first and celebrating all things that bring us happiness. And seeing a young woman covered with milky cream and cucumbers over her eyes so she doesn't know who did it. Right. Sean Carter with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Sean. Says, so you touch a fluffy ball. Con! Sean Carter gets gone. And says, so you touch a fluffy ball, blow it, and its seeds come out, all while you get sticky white liquid on it. No, the sticky white liquid is months before, weeks before. The sticky white liquid is only there when it's a yellow flower. Carbon Creek. Carver Creek. Thank you, Richie. What did I say? Cedar Creek or something? Yeah, the milky liquid is gone by the time the fluffy ball is there. The milky liquid's only there when the yellow flower is there. Mike Richards says, you are doing the stretching exercise wrong when the squirrel throws up. John Araki says, hashtag Dear Bop. We'll get there. We'll get there. Cinnabon Bunny says, hello, Kapla. Cinnabon Bunny. Guys, if you didn't do it already, check out Cinnabon Bunny's stream from last night. It was an awesome stream. He had a whole bunch of Star Trek technology, and he had a great debate, basically, as to whether each piece of technology was well, basically how realistic any piece of Star Trek technology, how realistic that it, is it? Is there any chance that it could actually ever exist? He had it as an open panel debate, but also with people in the chat. And it was 5+ hours stream, but it was on topic almost the entire time. Congratulations, Mama. Mama Gray has been working on some tax paperwork. She finally got things balanced to the dollar. She is very proud of herself, as I am happy for her, because she cannot focus unless it's perfect.
I wish I was that way about housework. If I was, yeah.
Praise.
Determined about housework as I am on.
If she was half as determined about housework as she is on facts and figures, she would, the house would be a little different. She is meant to be a paperwork person, and not I guess, physical work person. Richie Poole says Carbon Creek. Thank you, Richie. Philip Gaming says happy Star Trek First Contact Day. Live long and prosper. Thank you, Philip Gaming. Richie Poole says Bird is talking about spreading seeds again. Well, I feel like we should all be thinking how we can spread our seeds. Richie Poole, Philip Gaming says, no, it's only No, it's only Star Trek Day. It's also Poet in a Cupcake Day, Philip. I mean, it's sitting right there in the center of the screen. It's time to whip up some delectables cupcakes featuring lyrics from our favorite poet. It's Read a Roadmap Day. The amazing capacity of a paper roadmap allows you to explore any territories. You know, wish I should go back and get an old-fashioned roadmap. And Walk to Work Day, one final day to insult me. Experience the wonders of walking as we walk you through some amazing walking benefits. I could never walk to work, even when I could walk, because my job was on the other side of bridges that had there is no passenger. There is no walking across, no pedestrian lanes to cross. Wow, that's crazy. There's no pedestrian way to cross from Queens into the Bronx unless I went through Manhattan. I guess so. That's bullshit. The Throg's Neck and the Whitestone should both have. Well, to be honest, no. I don't want people from the Bronx crossing into Queens. So I guess it's good. I guess I'm happy there's no. Okay, when you come back in, Mama Pray, you can do your Mama Pray tale. Thank you. Cinnabon says, thank you, Bird. Had a lot of fun with you all. I had a lot of fun too, Cinnabon. I wish I could have stayed up late. I went back to watching it after I woke up. Sean Carter says, my mom still uses the Thomas's Guide to plan trips. Well, that's awesome. I'm happy they still make Thomas's Guide. Let's check. Checking the news.
It wasn't an earthquake, it was all the sweetness of our imagination.
Waiting for the big one when New York's earthquake happens. Rise in fare evasions could hit New Yorkers' wallets, report warned. Of course it is. I'm going to get screwed. I don't even go on the subway. It's going to cost me more. 4.8 magnitude earthquake leaves little damage after rattling northeast. The best Star Trek series gets its own dedicated TV channel. Deep Space Nine gets its own TV channel. Is that what it says? It looks like it. The best Star Trek series gets its own dedicated TV channel, published 2 days ago. The Deep Space Nine channel. It's happening. It's happening. The Deep Space Nine, now its own dedicated streaming TV channel. The channel dedicated to what many consider the best Star Trek show is available on Pluto TV. It launched earlier this week, and fans can jump into the non-stop sci-fi marathon for free at any time. Oh my God. While the original series and Next Gen have the biggest pop culture footprint, many fans consider Deep Space Nine the best Star Trek show. Fans and critics alike praise the show for its phenomenal acting, writing, and production quality. But it never caught the public's attention the way the first two series of the franchise had. That's part of what makes the series getting its own dedicated channel so important, acknowledging how underrated the show was when it was released. The Next Generation sequel series. Star Trek Deep Space Nine was released in 1993 as a sequel series to The Next Generation. It continued plot points from earlier in the series, such as the conflict between the Bajorans and the Cardassians, and Worf was transferred to the space station following the TNG finale. By building on the earlier show, the DS9 kept a clear sense of the universe continuity while exploring new ground. An eclectic cast of characters. Star Trek Deep Space Nine ran for 7 seasons, and along with Voyager, created a new cast of Star Trek characters and stories for the 90s. Captain Sisko, played by Avery Brooks, gave the franchise its first black captain, false, who is joined by an interesting crew composed of various alien races and humans working side by side. Characters like popular Ferengi bartender Quark and the simple tailor Garrick fit in alongside the other Starfleet officers, including Miles O'Brien and the shapeshifter Odo. Star Trek Marathon for free. Pluto TV is a free, ad-supported streaming service that combines the streaming model with the more traditional channel-based programming. The new channel dedicated to Star Trek Deep Space Nine will run through every episode in order in the same way an old-school network might run a marathon. However, the show is also available for on-demand streaming on the platform, and it is free with ads as well. Binge the 90s. While Star Trek Deep Space Nine channel is new to Pluto TV, it's not the streaming platform's first or only Star Trek channel. It joins 2 pre-existing dedicated Star Trek channels, the Star Trek channel and the More Star Trek channel. The Star Trek channel plays Star Trek, the original series, and Next Generation, while the More Trek channel plays Voyager. Relive the joy of reruns. The fact that a free nonstop loop of a beloved sci-fi show is available and could help new fans experience the show in a more organic way. While shows today are often made with the assumption the audience will watch the show in order, seeing every episode, that wasn't how shows like Deep Space Nine were made. While Pluto's streaming channel doesn't recreate the weekly release schedule of the show's original release, it does capture the experience of discovering the show through reruns. Arguably the best Star Trek series. Star Trek Deep Space Nine is often considered the best but least discussed show of the Star Trek universe, so it's good to see it getting in the spotlight. Pluto TV's unique free streaming channels are the perfect way to experience the 90s sci-fi masterpiece. If nothing else, it's the perfect excuse to watch or rewatch one of the greatest sci-fi shows of all time. That is awesome. I am so happy right now.
Well, I'm glad that you're happy.
Okay, Mama Pray, you want to? Yes, Mama Pray. I don't know about how you follow that, but
Yeah.
Mama Pray has a tale. It's interesting. It kind of. I asked Mama Pray to tell this tale because I kind of find myself in a situation similar to how Mama Pray found herself in hers, but well, things are a little different because it's not family. But here, Mama Pray, please.
Okay. Okay. First, hello everyone. It's Friday. Okay. So I can wish everyone a good weekend. When I leave instead of saying that on Mondays like I have been. Anyway, this goes back 22 years. And I think some of you may have heard for my 50th birthday, Bird sent me on a vacation to Florida. And I was very happy to go. I was planning on staying maybe 2 weeks. I wound up staying 10 months. So, here we go. I went down to visit my sister and the whole rest of my family that live in Florida. And, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. But I was staying for a while with her and her husband. Don't get me wrong, she would have been happy to keep me there the whole 10 months. But after a while, I actually got a job and I got my own small apartment. But that isn't the story. Story is that at least once a week, I would go out to dinner with her and her husband, who unfortunately has passed. He was a really nice guy. And we would go to this one restaurant most of the time. It was called Victoria's. It was a neighborhood restaurant. If it was in New York, we'd call it a diner. It served good food, nothing fancy, a little bit of everything. And I enjoyed going there. It was okay food. And we would go every week. At one point, my brother-in-law said to me, he says, I don't really enjoy Victoria's, but your sister loves it so much. I don't know how to tell her that I don't, but I said, oh, okay, well, he says, if it makes her happy, we'll keep going. Not long after that, one day my sister says to me, I don't really enjoy Victoria's, but Tom likes it so much. And I went, oh my goodness. Do I tell either of them? No, I don't. They were both doing this every week for each other, but neither of them liked it. That was just one of the things that went on while I was down there. But I guess, if you really love somebody, you try to do what they like if you don't hate it. It was okay. And that's the way I looked at the restaurant. It was okay. I believe, Joe, that was what you wanted me to tell them about. So again, everyone have a good weekend. And hope there's no more quakes here or anywhere.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Mama Bray.
You're welcome. I have no clue why you're in this situation, but that's your business.
Richie Bull, to take it away, Mama Bray. Mike Richards put out a heart and a rose. I'm sure they are. Mama Bray hopes you guys are doing well. Grim is in the house. Kapla Grim says, "Hail, folks! Live long and prosper." Sign. Live long and prosper, Grim. Good to see you. Sean Carter says, "That's one of the sweetest stories I've ever heard." Yeah, it was a bit of a tearjerker, but people sometimes are in a position where multiple people are giving them, they've been asked by multiple people to not tell anyone else, what they're thinking, or they're talking to me, and they want me to be private and not talk about it to anyone else. And I agree. You can be honest with me. But then they might say something, and I know that the other person, the person they're talking about, has also spoken to me in confidence about them. And they have said things to me. And I know that person A and person B truly want the best for the other. But for some dumb reason that I can't figure out, they can't see it themselves. And they ask me not to say anything about the other. And the other says the same exact thing. And if I had my hands free, I could say, "Hey, schmuck, A really doesn't think this. A thinks this, and B doesn't think this. They think this, and you guys can solve your problems." And it's not one set of persons that this is an issue for. There's multiple people whose problems could all be resolved if they would talk with each other instead of talking with me. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out. Anyway, let's go back. Drunk cruise ship passenger jumps off a balcony on a Royal Caribbean cruise in front of his family. Well, I don't know if he lived or not. I don't assume he did. He will not be back on a cruise again. Seniors will receive a new direct payment to their Social Security bank accounts. I don't know. Let's see. These are the seniors who will receive a direct payment to their Social Security bank account. Oh, look at that. Look at this box of cash. Like a box of cash is going to come in the mail. Retired workers who claim Social Security benefits before May 1997 received their monthly checks on April 3rd, while other retirees who requested benefits after May 1997 will begin receiving payments next week. Seniors born between the 1st and 10th received their payments in their Social Security bank account on Wednesday, April 10th. Once the first payment is completed, seniors will receive their checks on the 3rd and 4th Wednesdays of the month. Social Security is the most likely comes to mind when you consider how you will pay for your retirement, in addition to supplementing other income streams. Blah, 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 blah. Social Security retirement benefits, America's magic number, Social Security payment schedule for April. What's new? These are the seniors who will receive a new direct payment to their Social Security bank account. Retired workers who claimed Social Security benefits.
Social Security retirement benefits. So, wait a minute, figure this out. 1997.
Right.
Okay, before 97, at that point, you had the youngest you could claim retirement benefits was 62. Okay, 97, 07, 17.
Doesn't make
27 years ago? When was I? Am I doing the math right? So,
yeah, I guess.
So 62 and 27 is 99.
It just feels like this is half an article. There's no
Substance to it.
Yeah.
And
seniors will receive a new direct payment to their Social Security bank account.
So you got to be like 99 years old to have claimed benefits prior to 97.
I guess.
It's 24 now, and 3 is 27 years ago.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know, Mom. Yeah. Let's do a search. Social Security benefit. April 2024. SSDI payment for April 2024. Could your money arrive this week? Oh, is it coming early? Social Security recipients will get, when the Social Security recipients will get checks this month. Didn't you say your check came early? Right. Your check came early. I guess that's what it is. How much extra money will I get in April if my check is $2,500 per month? In the remaining weeks of April, the Social Security Administration will send out checks with a little extra money over the previous year. Although the Social Security Administration has already sent several checks to United States retirees, other groups have yet to get their April benefit. And this benefit will include an increase over the previous years for 2023. For that reason, knowing that what our check will be in April is really important, as it will help us have better control over our household finances. Knowing they're saying that the amount is going to be bigger than what it was in 2023. Everybody's, yeah. Okay, so I guess it's for people who didn't know that their check. I thought it went up in January. It did go up in January. Is it possible some people's didn't go up in January? In the event you got, say, $2,500 in your April Social Security last year, you will now get a total of $2,580. Each amount is totally individual and unique, so you must calculate your own by adding 3.2% to your check to date. Each and every year, Social Security check increases at the beginning of 2024. It's important to keep in mind, as we have been getting the increase since January of this year. So the payment you get in April will still be the same you received in March. Before the end of April, the administration will send out a total of 3 more checks. Each of these checks will arrive on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Wednesday of the month. Since there were no exceptions or irregularities in these payments, we can follow the usual SSA schedule for the retirement checks. The first of these remaining days is the 10th of the month. Only retirees with Social Security after May 1997 get this payment. You must also have a birthday between the 1st and 10th of any month to get it. The next payment will be on April 17th. In order to collect this benefit, it's mandatory to have a birthday between the 11th and 20th of any month. Similarly, it's also mandatory to have a benefit since after May 1997.
Do they do this on purpose?
The last of the Social Security checks in April will be the 24th. On this day, only post-May 1997 retirees with birthdays between the 21st and 31st can collect retirement payments. So according to this, I would guess your payment would be coming on April 17th.
But I got it on the 1st. It's been waiting about the 1st, right?
65-year-old retirees get next Social Security payment with an extra $80 surprise.
We'll see.
In just a few days, thousands of 65-year-old retirees may get a new Social Security payment with extra money for free. Huh. Whatever. To that, we must add the month of April. Beneficiaries will get around $80 more than April of last year. Thus, the COLA has had an effect on each retiree's monthly check, causing it to increase by different amounts. Still, each retiree will get this COLA increase. The Social Security Administration implemented this increase last January, but we must keep in mind this April's check is different than the April 2023. Wow.
Who writes these stuff? AI?
Requirements for the next Social Security with extra money. The payment has increased by 3.2% in 2024, thanks to COLA. The next of the payment will be on April 2. But this check is only for a specific group. Okay. Whatever. This is a weird one. Let's chat GPT. Okay. What do we got? Mikey Suze says, "Are you doing all right, bro? Bird, I hope the quake wasn't that close to you." Mikey Suze, the quake was, I don't know, 60 miles, 70 miles, as the crow flies. It shook us up, Mikey, but thankfully, no real damage. Jedi Bill says, "Kapla Bird, hail. Karoga, hail to you again, Jedi Bill." Mikey Sue says, "Hail, the Karogan Alliance." And Mikey Sue says, "Hello to Mama Prey." And a heart to you. LDG at Free the Net says, "Just had to get another refund. Crap restaurant." Wow, LDG. I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. Okay. What do we got going on here? So the USGS White House Station, New Jersey earthquake. It's you fill in the report if you felt the earthquake. So I figured I would fill this in. Did you feel it today? Yes, I felt it. Those, I will allow the browser to give my exact location. What was your situation during the earthquake? Not specified. Inside a building, yes. Outside, in a stopped vehicle, in a moving vehicle, other. We were inside a building. If you were inside a building, what floor were you on? We were on the ground floor. The ground floor. If you were inside a building, how tall was it? 1 story. I mean, there was a basement and a main level, but I'm sure that's a 1-story building. Were you asleep? No, I was not sleeping. Did others nearby feel it? Some, but most did not. Most felt it. Everyone, almost everyone felt it. Well, as it was just me and Mama Prey, and both of us felt it, I would say everyone felt it. Sassy did not seem fazed. Sassy didn't seem. People talked about how their dogs were acting weird. I don't believe Sassy was acting weird. Sassy seemed just, I believe she was just asleep. I don't recall any special movements from Sassy. How would you describe the shaking? Like shaking. Oh, I would say it was mild. Mild. What, no? Moderate? Moderate shaking. Moderate shaking. How did you react? Okay. For me, well, here are the options. Not specified, no reaction / not felt, very little reaction, excitement, somewhat frightened, very frightened, and extremely frightened. I would say I acted with excitement. I would say I acted with excitement. Yeah. I don't know. I was earthquake, earthquake, earthquake. Oh, somewhat frightened. Okay. I'll go with somewhat frightened. How did you respond? How did you react? And now how do you respond? Took no action, moved to doorway, dropped and covered, ran outside, other. Other. Went live on YouTube. Was it difficult to stand or walk? Not specified, no or yes. Was it difficult to stand or walk? How do I answer this?
Yeah.
Not specified? Yes. The options are yes, no, or not specified. Was it difficult to stand and or walk? I mean, it's been impossible. It's not difficult. It wasn't possible. It's still not. It's either yes or no specified. It's a poor question. There's no option for NA. You literally have to choose one of the three options. There's no way to customize it. Did you notice any swinging doors or other free hanging objects? Slight swinging, violent swinging, or no or not specified? I would say no. Did you hear cracking or other noises? No. Did objects rattle, topple over, or fall off shelves? Well, they rattled loudly, right? Right. Did pictures on the wall move or get knocked askew? No, I don't think they didn't seem askew. Did any furniture or appliances slide, topple over, or become displaced? No. Was heavy appliance, refrigerator, or range affected? No. Were freestanding walls or fences damaged? Not that I'm aware. So not that I'm aware. Was there any damage to the building? Probably some hairline cracks. Additional comments. Contact information. Optional. Submit report. Thank you for your contribution. Okay. Birdle. It's Birdle time. Bird reacted by going live. Indeed, I did. Captain Fandom Nerd is in the house. Says, hail on Karoga. LDG says it was cold food. Mikey Sue says, love the basic Quake form. Resolute Germ says, hello all. Mikey Sue says, hello to Captain Fandom Nerd and Resolute Germ. Stanley says, I'd sue. That's very discriminatory against disabled people. Mikey Sue says, possibly a good idea. Stanley, and hello to you. Jedi Bill says, did Bird of Prey read my chat? Because I didn't hear him. Kapla, Jedi Bill, I thought I read your chat. Kapla, Bird of Prey 5. Hail Karoga, says Jedi Bill. Richie Poole says, I believe he did. Thanks, Richie. Mikey Zoo says hello to Richie. And LDG says, Quake. Oh, Quake. Let's start with the word Quake. Wouldn't it have been something if today's Birdle had been Quake? But it's not. Let's see. Somebody else have a 5-letter word that doesn't use Q, U, A, or E or K. Let's see. The let's see. Let's try. Mikey Sue says try strip. STRIP. We got an S in the right place and an I in the wrong place. Let's see. SOI. SORILS. Soils. Maybe that'll do something. Okay, we got an L in the right place and an I still in the wrong place. So SI. We know it's not AEIO. Silly. SILLY. There it is. Not far. We got it. We got it in 4. We got Birdle in 4. So let's go over to There we go. That's what we do. We go over to Wordle and we paste it in. William Shatner says it's First Contact Day, which means it's the anniversary of my lunch with Carrie Fisher, where she definitely made first contact. Oh boy. Nerdrotic says, let's play Count the Producers, Star Trek Discovery. Yeah, there's a fair number of producers. This is the new credits for the latest season, Star Trek Discovery. Historic 1985 scientist ate radioactive uranium to prove it's harmless. Well, to be fair, it could be harmless. Happy birthday to Casey Biggs, known as Damar on Star Trek DS9. He also played the Illyrian captain in the Enterprise episode Damage, and Dr. Wyckoff on DS9's Shadows and Symbols, Star Trek. Happy birthday to Damar. I'm having a glass of Kanar with Damar. Cool. You know what? We'll give that a like. We'll give that a like. Cousin Dibs says earthquake. Let that poop humble you. Anti-Drew Jill is doing her, I don't know if they're still doing it, her first contact stream. Is that, look, they're still live. Yes, they are still live. Good for her. Good for her. Can you tell when your Starship designer just give up trying? Yeah. Where the F is the bridge? Asked Taryn. Acting like the world is ending over a 4-point earthquake. Well, I don't know. The news wanted somebody to talk to. The lovely Sherry marked herself safe from the New York City earthquake. Good for her. Good for her. Beagles. Little cutie beagles. Oh, shit. I'm going down a rabbit hole. You don't want to. This season on Star Trek Discovery, the progenitors. Let's see. Yeah. This is it. This is where you're going to see the Enterprise. Silly, blowing up a tree. No, she loves trees. Oh, this is a different preview than I saw. There it is. There it was. There it was. No, Sisto Prey is calling my phone. Hello.
Uncle Joey.
Hey, Sisto Prey, I am live.
Still, huh?
Still live. A little bit, yeah.
Experience. Tell me.
The experience was started shaking and I started yelling, earthquake, earthquake, earthquake. Because I was on my friend's videos channel. No, we didn't. We don't record. It was just lost to time. No, nothing shook outside.
So what you're saying is there wasn't really
There was.
There was an earthquake.
it's fake news.
Here's Mama Bray. Well, I'm live on YouTube right now. I'd say 10 to 15 seconds.
So interesting. I wonder if that means your house isn't on that solid bedrock and you could get a sump pump much easier than you think you could downstairs. That's what I think. Just saying. Or maybe it broke it up a little. Time to revisit that. All right. Let me talk to my mother since you don't want to talk to us. You don't care. Uncle Joey doesn't care about us, sure.
My God. She's saying Uncle Joey doesn't care about us.
Charlie wasn't listening.
Did you have fun in the earthquake?
Oh yeah, I had an earthquake party.
There's no aftershock. You see, this is what I got to deal with.
Might be.
Mike Richards is Onion. Mikey Sue says hey to Mike Richards. Miss Lundell says could. Mike Richards says Mikey Sue's greetings. Richie Poole says silly. Silly is stupid, says Stanley. Silly is silly, says Richie. LDG says sorry, I'm driving. Hi everyone who said hi to me. Mikey Sue says Leggett DeMar. Leggett DeMar. Happy birthday, Casey, says Mikey Sue's. Richie Poole says S. O'Prey, Sister O'Prey, 2024. Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies says, so STD blows up what's destined to be a classic TNG episode. Richie Poole is trying to get me in trouble. Says, Bird blamed Charlie for the earthquake. I did. Richie Poole says, Bird is heartless. Hemorrhoids hurts with a $2.99 super chat. Says, hi, Bird. Usually you have to watch, as usual, you have to watch STD for me. I am watching it for you, Hemorrhoid Hurts. I've just got to figure out how to explain it to you guys without it taking more time. All right. More time than the show. Hey, Kissing Dax. Kissing Dax. Hemorrhoid hurts. Hemorrhoids hurts with kissing Dak. Bird is heartless. So what I'm doing, hemorrhoid hurts, is trying to figure out how to convey what I've watched for you in less time than it takes to watch it yourself. Because I'm right now having problems. It's taking a lot more time than usual to explain it. Richie Poole says Uncle Joey is so mean. And Captain Phantom Nerd is Lowell praise Ciso Pray. And Hemorrhoid Third says, yeah, baby, worth the $2.99 to see Dax. Indeed, Hemorrhoid Hurts. And if you missed it earlier, Pluto TV now has a Deep Space Nine only channel. So you can just watch Deep Space Nine on loop and loop and loop. We got someone says, I hope Star Trek Discovery never actually explained who Kovich is. He's beyond Starfleet and Section 31. But in Season 5, I'm beginning to suspect he may not be human. Okay, let's head over towards the Deer Bops. It's Dr. Scotty with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Dr. Scotty. Says, please be nice to your sister, or Mama Pray will break out the wooden spoon and give you a whooping. Wow, I'm always nice to Ciso Pray, but thank you, Dr. Scotty. Not Ryan Johnson yells Aftershock. Hemorrhoids Hurts.
Indications negative at this time.
Says, ha ha ha, good luck with decoding that utter slop. Mike Richards says the review would take less time without all the profanity. And Richie Poole is yelling for Dear Bob. Indeed. The time has come for Dear Bob. And thank you again, Dr. Scotty, for the super chat. Okay. Dear Bob. Uh-oh. Here's a long one. Well, let's switch to the Dear Bob. Dear Bob, dear Mr. Joe D., due to the earthquake we experienced today, we are going to need to have you and the other inhabitants of your domicile relinquish the premises. We are concerned that there may be some earth collapse in the Bayside neighborhood, which includes your residence location. The city will be covering costs to temporarily relocate up to $100 per day. That's not enough. Please file a Form 69-FU for restitution. Also, please do not become concerned if you see undocumented migrants moved into your residence temporarily, as this will only be until we can regain order within the metropolitan area. Thank you for your attention to note this notice, and please be out of your residence by midnight tomorrow night. Sincerely, Eric Adams, son of a bitch. I better call 311 and complain. Dear Bob, I need your input, please. Which brand would you choose? 1, Camel. 2, Lucky Strike. Or 3, Pall Mall. Asking for a friend. Your nephew, Charlie. Well, since it's for a friend, Camel. Camel. Because it has the best, the best symbol, right? Joe Camel. Joe Camel. It's the cool camel because his name is Joe. Lucky Strike would be number 2. Dear Bob, my gal pal wants to know how to trim her pubic hair. I told her not to worry about it, just shave it all off, and she got mad at me. So hoping you could help me come up with something that's reasonable to tell her. What do you think? Hitler mustache, heart, butterfly, bat wings, target board, diamond. Thank you, LDG. I think these days just neat, trimmed and neat is fine. Or the personally, the what's it called? The not the airport, the landing strip. A landing strip. That's okay. That's enough hair in the right spot. It's fine. Let's face it. Who cares? It is what it is. I mean, if you get access, I don't even care if it's completely natural. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Dear Bob, why don't you drink Dr. Pepper? I would have thought you were a pepper guy, too. You know that Dr. Pepper is the official drink of Mensa members. Come on, man. Join us. Salty. I did not know that Dr. Pepper was the official drink of Mensa members. But even if that was true, I still don't have any desire to drink Dr. Pepper. I mean, why would I want to drink a pepper? It doesn't sound the least bit delicious. Coca-Cola and Pepsi are the only colas I actually enjoy. Dr. Scotty says unfiltered camels are the best. Hemorrhoids Hurts says they've never watched Deep Space Nine. I'm saving it for my retirement in 18 months to watch the stretch of Picard and STD. Hemorrhoid Hurts, start watching DS9 now. What if God forbid, something happens before you make it to retirement? Hemorrhoid Hurts says, lol, what is this bird? This is Dear Va. Hakeem says you can always not shave. and bedazzle it instead. Hemorrhoids hurts is best advice ever. If you get access, lol, the true beggars can't be choosers. Exactly. But drink a Mountain Dew. Isn't that just water? I don't know. People who really like Mountain Dew really like Mountain Dew. Dear Joseph, have you heard a thing from our dear Papa Deej? We were hoping to hear something from you, as we must know something of his whereabouts. After all, it's your sister that he is chasing after. Do you know that Deej sold off his farm equipment to buy a convertible Cadillac and sped off to your location to find his true love? Well, we aren't able to get the cornfields ready unless Papa Deej returns home and gets his head back on straight. Please tell Deej to come home now. Peej and Reej. Peej and Reej, if I see Deej, I will tell him to come home. Forthwith. 47 Yorktown says, I'm going to take lots of naps when I retire. JP says, never shave the beaver, because if you do, it's nasty. I don't know about that.
And then Sunday is 52. And Monday is 59.
Drink a Mountain Dew, says Stanley. JP says, never shave the beard. It's nasty. And 47 I'm going to take lots of naps when I retire. Okay. Dear Bob, my daughter, the lovely Eunice, is seeking a man to sweep her off her feet. She is quite the beautiful lady, has 2 of her teeth remaining, only walks with a slight limp, and has a sexy West Virginia accent. She can spit tobacco with the best of them, and is known around these parts as the great cornhole player. What do you say I hook the 2 of you all up? Of course, we would pay you a family dowry of $1 million. Can I send you all a picture of my beautiful Eunice? I can also send a pair of her tidy whities too, if you know what I mean. See you soon. Son-in-law. Jed Clampett. I'm interested in a photo. I could learn to love. Dear Ba, are you able to confirm if this is true or not? We understand that Lizzo may have tripped and fallen in your neighborhood, generating a large seismic event earlier today. Did you happen to see this occur in your area? Please respond if you have any information. That is all. The Whitecaps. Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome. They're leaving tomorrow.
Cicero Cray is leaving tomorrow to see
Well, they're going to stay in Watertown.
we're going to stay up in Watertown, New York to see the eclipse. If anyone is out there in or near Watertown, New York, you can play a day. I don't know where she will be yet, but if you want to meet Sis O'Prey and nephew O'Prey and Mary and Moses, LDG already met them. You can be in or about Watertown, New York, and just start looking for her. Hey, are you Sis O'Prey? I probably shouldn't have given away where she was going to be, but so it's Watertown clearly big enough for her to who knows. Whatever will be, will be. Hakeem would take the offer. Yeah, I would. Eunice. Eunice sounds like my wife without the $1 million, says Hemorrhoid Herbs. JP's says, where in the world is Sis O'Prey? Well, exactly.
Tell them where Charlie wants to go.
Where does Charlie want to go? Charlie wants to go to the world's tallest building. It's in Dubai, right?
Dubai.
Yeah. So is that where they're going?
No, but that's where he wants to go.
The Burj Khalifa or something like that?
I don't know, but he just told them, well, first we have to get on a plane. It'll take about 20 hours to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't bother him.
You don't mind 20 hours on a plane, especially if it's first class.
I think that will be a trip put off for quite a while.
Yeah. Hemorrhoids Hurts is breaking news. Lizzo just got arrested for drug trafficking, going through customs. They found 15 pounds of crack in her pants. JP says, no, you don't want to go to Dubai. Why not? It's a millionaire's paradise. I mean, granted, I don't want to go to Dubai, but I'd rather Dubai than many, many other locations across anywhere in Africa or Asia. I would choose Dubai. Anyway, those were our dear bops. So 6 o'clock. It's a little after 6. I don't usually head over there, but Tony Stark told me earlier he'd be streaming around 6 o'clock, so I will pass that along. If anyone is interested, he's, I don't know, playing some music or something. Check it out. Later tonight, of course, Doomcock goes live, Friday Night Frolics. I tend to be over there. Will say hello if I see you, but I might be asleep for all I know, because it's been a long day. It's been a long day. If somebody else streams later, maybe I'll go there. I'll see if anybody's got an open panel going later. We'll see. Otherwise, I'll probably head to the underground at freethenet.org/underground and have a great evening all. I'll keep an eye out on the stream. If anyone wants to put a link in before the stream is over with wherever you're going, or if you're about to stream, feel free to do so. Hakeem says they show ankles. JP says no alcohol. Oh, no fun. Yeah, okay. Well, if there's no alcohol in Dubai, to be honest, that's a plus for me. All the women are wearing muumuus. Well, Sissopray isn't going to be wearing that. So if women can't wear whatever the hell they want to wear, then Sissopray isn't going. Hakeem says they show ankles. Richie Poole says kapla and good night. JP says now Bert is even plugging the underground. Well, I on occasion, I plug the underground. Stanley says Salty is streaming about First Contact and Star Trek Discovery at 8 p.m. Okay, well, that's good to know. Mike Richards says farewell from Columbus, Ohio. JP says, damn it, my safe space. All the hell. Sci-Fi Nation, hey, live at 9 p.m. Eastern is Sci-Fi Nation. Very cool, Sci-Fi Nation. Good to know. Good to know. Kapla all.